Welcome back. If you or a loved one suffers from cognitive decline, memory loss, dementia, or even early-stage Alzheimer's disease, then you don't want to miss what our first guest has to offer. Today we have with us the Communications Director from Integrated Health Center of the Rockies, Amanda Vargas. She is here to share the amazing progress that has been achieved in the field of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's care. Welcome, Amanda.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so according to doctors, of all the chronic diseases that are out there that many can get or have to suffer through, we really don't fear any as much as we do like dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Why is that?
Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. The first one being that it's the only one of the nation's 10 most common causes of death in which there is no effective treatment. And secondly, not only is it fatal, but it actually robs these victims and their families of their lives long before they're actually gone. So it's a really excruciating experience for everybody involved.
It really is. And you have this free cognitive decline dinner event that's coming up, which is perfect for anyone. If any of the things we've just started to talk about interest you or seem familiar, we have a number right here on your screen that you need to call, and that is 303-974-1087. This is going to be a free dinner event July 2nd at 6 p.m. Seating's limited. You want to go ahead and reserve your seat, but this is a great time now to be thinking about something like this if it's any of these issues or you're interested in. So when we talk about the doctors and what they're learning, what's really a typical experience, let's say, for someone who is suffering from cognitive decline or dementia or the beginning of Alzheimer's disease? What is it that they're actually going through?
Well, it really usually just starts innocently enough. Maybe they're forgetting things here and there, they're misplacing their keys, or they just notice they're not quite as sharp as they once used to be. And what's interesting is that these patients often chalk up the symptoms to getting older and maybe even calling them senior moments. And it's kind of funny at that time. And a little time goes on and other people begin to notice, and they realize these are not just small little occurrences, they're very serious symptoms. Maybe they're having trouble putting names to faces, they're forgetting their grandchildren's names, or they're walking into rooms multiple times a day and forgetting why they walked in there. So there's a myriad of things that could be indicative of a failing brain.
So then a lot of people say, okay, I'm actually going to go see the doctor. You know, I'm actually going to do something about this. But that's not always the best experience either, right? They go in, then what do they experience?
Well, it really just depends on what they're experiencing when they go in and how diligent their provider really is. Up until recently, there really wasn't any definitive testing that would allow a clinician to make a concrete diagnosis. So it's not unusual for these patients to get the runaround. And unfortunately, if and when these patients are formally diagnosed, they're told to get their affairs in order and have a power of attorney assigned because it's too late and the end of their lives are near.
No one wants to hear that, obviously. But the good news is, I understand the tide has turned a little bit. Things are changing. So I really want to know what's happening at IHCR.
Well, we now know through science and clinical experience that the symptoms of cognitive decline, dementia, and early stages of Alzheimer's disease are not only preventable, but they're actually reversible as well. We now have a much clearer understanding of what's causing these conditions, and it's not the amyloid plaquing in the brain like we thought it was all along. And in addition to that, there's new technology and a new treatment approach that is allowing the symptoms of these conditions to reverse with a success rate of over 90%.
Ooh, you guys want to know what that's all about, don't you? Well, if you do, all you have to do is call the number you see right there on your screen, 303-974-1087. It's a free dinner event that you can go to on July 2nd at 6 p.m. You need to call, though, and reserve your seat because I'm sure you're not going to be the only one wanting to hear more about this. But while I have you here, I have to kind of press you a little bit more on some of the specifics that you guys are seeing.
Well, we're seeing patients going back to work. They're able to drive again. They're getting their memories back that they lost not so long ago and long ago as well. And they're able to just live their lives again and remember the people that they love.
See, it just floors me because I've heard so many people that I know and loved ones that are dealing with this or beginning to deal with a lot of this too. So we've told everyone about this event. People are excited. We've got it posted. Who should be coming and attending these free events?
Well, if you are suffering from any of the symptoms associated with cognitive decline, dementia, or Alzheimer's, like difficulty reading, writing, speaking, you're having difficulty driving on routes that used to be very familiar to you, you're repeating stories, you have brain fog, I highly recommend that you give our office a call to see if you qualify for this free event next week. It's not something that you want to miss.
No, it's not. And as we've told you, if anything we've talked about here, Amanda has gone through so nicely and explained. But if any of these things are something that maybe you're starting starting to deal with yourself, someone you love, or a family member, this is really the type of event they should be coming to, calling about, making reservations for, because it is free and it's something that they could learn about us too. So all you have to do, I've told you already, it's right there on the screen, right there at 303-974-1087 to reserve your seat for the free Cognitive Decline dinner event, which is Tuesday, July 2nd at 6 p.m. All you have to do is call this number, 303-974-1087, to see if you qualify to attend this free informational event on reversing cognitive decline and the symptoms of early stage Alzheimer's disease. The Integrated Health Center of the Rockies paid for this segment.